So here we are at the Soweto Theatre, about to speak to the cast members of the highly anticipated stage play called Mountain of Ancestral Gifts. We'll speak to the cast members, we'll speak to the director, we'll speak to the producer, and find out what really is the inspiration behind this highly anticipated stage play called Mountain of Ancestral Gifts. But before we talk to them, Mountain of Ancestral Gift explores a multi-generational narrative that explores themes of history, identity, and the connection between past and present, featuring characters such as Jawe the King, Nceba, and many more. The narrative unfolds across various time periods, including 1914 during the Land Act, 2010 during the World Cup, and 2017, all converging in the present moment of storytelling. The director of Mountain of Ancestral Gift, Mojamela Motlong, is a distinguished director recognized for his dynamic vision and commitment to elevating African narratives in the theatre.
The story of Noah, I think that gives the backbone of the idea Vice wrote. It looks at our current state of being, our level of consciousness, and then takes us back to a time not so long ago, so 1914, where unbeknownst to man, there was an entire community of people who were not consumed by the machine. So they go back to the mountain to try and find answers and knowledge, but the mountain keeps traversing spaces and time. So it moves through 3 time zones. So the now, which we don't know is when, could be 1914, could be 2070. The future, which is around 2010 in modern time. And the very far future, which is 2070, when there's nothing but just a few ideas and a few survivors, and Elon Musk and his robots have taken over, and we have to traverse that world. It questions our ambition for development, it questions our ambition for growth, but it also questions the modern challenges that we have: greed, capitalism, socialism, and what that means. And yeah, set all in this mystical mountain. Displacement, I think it's for South Africans in particular, and many Africans who experienced the British colony and its brutality on the continent. It's the first time on the continent where they are physical around what they want. They're fighting the Boers, they're displacing us, and they shift us into mines. So mining towns like Kimberley gain providence in this moment, Johannesburg gets providence in this level, and people are moved from the hinterlands to be brought into the mainstream of the economy at the time. And many people don't go back. And if they go back changed people who have no values that they left with. So 1913 is significant in that way in the story. It speaks to how our displacement became permanent. So it kind of gave it a date. I mean, from 1652, there had been different movements of our people, but the history that we're told is that most of it was voluntary. So you hear the stories of the Dutch came with mirrors, and they said, take this mirror for 200 cows, and people wanted to see themselves so bad. I don't think that's how it happened, but you know, I think 1913 becomes a first time in modern history, and it seems like it's a long time ago, you know, but it's not. It's 2 generations ago, and 2 generations ago we're properly displaced, and I don't think we found ourselves as a country.
Ntsikelelo Nganga is a notable producer and director known for his innovative approach to storytelling, particularly in the realm of South African theatre.
Mountain of Ancestral Gift is a simple play. It's just like we were trying to find out what if there were certain elements that were added during a certain period of time, and what if we lived in a certain period of time, and what happens if we were the ones that discovered some of those elements. So it was a thought-provoking show that was written by Vice Mutabi, and when we saw it with Mojamela Motlong, as we sat down, we just thought this would be a great collaboration to tell the story, and that's how it came about. We tried to just make it that people don't get spoon-fed. So what we just did was just balance the two by saying, this is the environment we're in this mountain, and it's up to you how you see it. So the text is more important in this more than anything. Hence, there's not a lot of movement and all of that, but it's the text that draws you more so that you understand what the entire thing is about. But balancing it was just saying, we think this is how it could have been, and this we think it should have been. So it's up to you what you need to take out of it.
Olegama portraying Nceba brings a nuanced performance that captures the character's emotional depth. He conveys vulnerability and strength that allows audiences to relate to Nceba's journey.
I play Nceba. Nceba is a brother to Kagaza, who are both sons of the king. The king that had a vision and led to the mountain, to the sacred mountain by the ancestors, where that discovery happened. So in the absence of the king, they have a quarrel with his brother over who must rule over the nation. Yeah. So that's the story of Nceba and his brother. This king had a vision, an ancestral vision, and he was led with his nation to a sacred mountain where a special substance was discovered.
Pure Buhle Mazibuko's portrayal of the king as a woman is a groundbreaking interpretation that challenges traditional gender roles and stereotypes in the theatre. By embodying a character typically associated with masculinity, she brings a fresh perspective that highlights the complexities of leadership and power dynamics.
In the story, I play the king, and the backstory of the king is just basically he gets this dream from the ancestors that he must now take his people to a certain mountain which is believed to have certain gifts that he also does not know. And the journey then starts when they now go to that mountain, and a lot is revealed on that mountain. Together with his people, he believes that their lives are going to change, but there are a lot of things that they meet, and there are a lot of revelations that are met in that mountain. And yeah, the king is basically the leader or the drive of the story. And playing the king, for me, being a woman, it still is very challenging, because now I have to understand how this king was brought up. I have to understand the posture of this king, how he walks, certain things that he does. So for me as an actor, it's just, I discover him every day. You cannot really say you're there yet. So every day is just unpacking and discovering what this king is all about.
From the echoes of Land Act in 1914 to the vibrant energy of the 2010 World Cup and glimpsing into a possible future in 2070, the play has woven together the lives of Chawe, Nomayeza, Kagaza, Nceba and Thandi, reminding us that the past, the present and the future are forever intertwined.
My wife stares at me quietly. Wait.
For SABC News, I'm Lunga Dlamini.
He didn't say he was going to jump. Wait. Is he dead? No. He's my heir.